Welcome to Seneca Indians Baseball, live on KNEO.org. This broadcast is a sporting outreach of the KNEO Sports Network. You're now locked into the official pregame show of the Seneca Indians. Now, let's go to Ben Walcott, live on location.
And a pleasant good afternoon, and we welcome you here to Seneca as we get set for high school baseball here on the KNEO and Seneca Indian Sports Network, as it is the 8-6 Monett Cubs come in 3-2 in Big 8 play versus the 11-5 Seneca Indians and the 2-2 in Big 8 play. I'm Ben Wolcott, joined by Coach Daryl Harbaugh, and right off the bat, I have to issue an apology about yesterday. Nothing we could do, the power out in Lamar, so we couldn't broadcast. We wish we could have broadcast that game, but unfortunately there was a storm that went through on Sunday afternoon, and they hadn't got the power fixed. They were hoping to get it fixed before we showed up yesterday, and at one point they thought they did have it fixed.
I think they said they'd had it on. It came on once and then went off, and who knows why it went off. Don't know.
So it may have been better that we weren't broadcasting that game yesterday, as Seneca fell to Lamar 4-1. But Daryl, everything's still in front of this Seneca team. Your countdown to first pitch sponsor, People's Bank of Seneca. But really, you are now facing not only Big 8 opponents, you're facing district opponents here as well. Monett already has a loss to Aurora in district play, so I think this game might mean a little bit more to Monett than to Seneca, but Seneca with a win has a big leg up as they head into next week.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, these games here, when you're talking district play, those games are huge because you get to go to the district seeding meeting and try to get a good seed, which always helps out when you're pitching. Get your pitching rotation set when that comes up. And
it's kind of a tipsy-turvy Big 8. Everybody has at least one loss in Big 8 play already. Nevada one loss, Lamar one loss, Monett now with 2, Seneca with 2. Seneca has the head-to-head over Nevada. Nevada has the head-to-head over Lamar. Lamar has the head-to-head over Seneca. So it'll be really interesting to see what happens down the stretch here, as it just proves how, I don't want to say equal, but balanced the Big 8 is in baseball this year.
It all depends on, what team shows up. And we've seen that year after year. Our pitching has showed up well. Sometimes our hitting has not showed up very well.
Yeah, you look at the last 3 games that Seneca has lost: 4-2 to Mount Vernon, 4-3 to Webb City, and 4-1 to Lamar yesterday. You and I were talking, I think it was Monday, Daryl, about how you give up 4 runs in high school baseball, you give yourself an opportunity to win, and the offense just isn't clicking, and we'll see some lineup changes that we'll get to here in a little bit, as well as they're just trying to find anything that'll work.
Well, they just can't get anything going. They and then they make sometimes they make mental mistakes and just kind of stymie everything that you think you get going. They just kind of stymie it, and it's just snowball effect. And they've been playing halfway decent defense. They made a few errors yesterday, but I mean, if you're only giving up 4 runs, you ought to be winning some baseball games. But
yeah, I mean, you
can't score, you're not going to win.
You look at yesterday. Yesterday they had 4, if not 5, errors in the game, 3 unearned runs for Lamar, and that's the difference in the game yesterday. Whereas the game on Monday, you have a clean game, you don't have any errors. Galena has 4, you win 7-2.
Yeah, it's exactly right. I mean, it's frustrating. I know Coach is frustrated, but it's like, who's going to show up and what kind of team we're going to have, and depends on. I think it was Jagger on the mound tonight.
Yes.
He pitched well last time. He'll pitch well again tonight, but it's just you got to make plays behind him, and you got to be able to hit the baseball and put pressure on the other team, and that's what we haven't been doing.
Take a time out, come back with more of the preview after this. The countdown to first pitch sponsor, People's Bank of Seneca, here on the KNEO Sports Network.
People's Bank of Seneca. We care about your journey every step of the way. Since 1996, visit us in Joplin, Neosho, or Seneca. PeoplesBankOfSeneca.com. Member FDIC. Proud sponsor of area athletics. Let's score big together.
Prater's Pharmacy in Seneca is a proud supporter of the Seneca Indians. The pharmacy is open from 9 to 5:30 Monday through Friday and from 9 to 1 on Saturday. They offer an automatic refill program and internet refill service online at praterspharmacy.com and through their mobile apps. They also have a drive-through window. Prater's Pharmacy at 1711 Cherokee in Seneca, 417-776-8701. Go Indians!
Seneca Indian Athletics is sponsored by Prairie Top Chiropractic. Located at 4556 Quince Road in Seneca, chiropractic physician Seth Wilson offers chiropractic services to Seneca and the surrounding areas. For appointment information, their phone number is 417-776-4556 or discover more at facebook.com/Prairie Top Chiropractic. Prairie Top Chiropractic, where their slogan is better health, better you.
The Roper Kia 4-State Sports Report will provide up-to-the-minute scores and highlights from around the 4 states. With ultimate local coverage from all your favorite teams. The Roper Kia 4-State Sports Report, weeknights at 6 and 10 p.m.
Happy Egg supports the family farmer because they've seen the difference a choice like this can make. Now you can grow for Happy Egg and choose to raise hens the right way, the happy way. When you grow for Happy Egg, you're growing for a family-owned and operated business. You're raising happy hens on 10-plus acres who will lay happy eggs. You're working for yourself. As a Happy Egg grower, you'll receive new flock cost support and yield-based compensation. Visit happyegg.com/grower to apply today.
The Seneca R7 School District is proud to support the student athletes and coaches competing in this game. High school activities help students learn life values such as hard work, dedication, and teamwork. The Seneca R7 School District is honored to serve such a great community and wants to thank all the Indian fans for their great support. The Seneca R7 School District. Tradition, pride, class.
Dairy Queen Grill and Chill in Seneca is the place to go before or after the game. Check out their amazing menu of fan-favorite blizzards like Oreo or cookie dough. Happy hour is daily from 2 to 5 p.m. That means everything you can drink from a straw is half price, excluding premium shakes. Don't forget to grab one of their $7 meal deals or their signature stack burgers and top it off with a Misty Slush. The Dairy Queen Grill and Chill in Seneca, located at 308 Washington, open daily from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. Proud to support the Seneca Indians.
And we welcome you back as we get set for action here. And Daryl, this game got moved up by a day, originally scheduled for tomorrow, but weather concerns for tomorrow. Obviously a very important game, not only Big 8-wise, but district-wise. Wanted to make sure that they could get the game in without any problems, and it's turned out to be a beautiful afternoon, as just like Monday and Tuesday were beautiful for baseball. Another great day for baseball here in Seneca.
Yeah, it's a great day. I mean, just a little few clouds in the sky, and the sun will come out and go back, but there's not a whole lot of wind today, and temperatures are around 80 degrees, and you can't draw it up. You can't draw a better day up for baseball.
Your starting lineups here this afternoon, sponsored by Prairie Top Chiropractic and Prater's Pharmacy. First for the visiting Monett Cubs, coming in 8-6 overall, 3-2 in Big 8 play. Leading off is the center fielder, number 28, Aiden Clapper. Batting second is their designated hitter, number 3, Braden Seitz. Batting third and playing shortstop, number 10, Miles Young. The cleanup hitter is the first baseman, number 19, Michael Privet. Batting fifth and playing right field, number 16, Landon Brandt. Batting sixth and playing left field, number 18, Colin Umfleet. Batting seventh and playing third base, number 14, Samuel Carr. Batting eighth and doing the catching, number 22, Tucker Anderson. And batting ninth and playing second base, number 9, Braden Sandrosky. Their extra player is their pitcher here this afternoon, Carson Bertram. Now the starting lineup for the Seneca Indians. They come in 11-5 overall, 2-2 in Big 8 play. And like we said, there are a couple changes to the starting lineup here this afternoon. Leading off is the center fielder, number 18, Drew Sherwood. Batting second and doing the pitching, number 13, Jagger Wilson. Batting third and doing the catching, number 2, Silas Ball. Cleanup hitter is the first baseman, number 21, Hagen Ginger. Batting 5th and playing shortstop this afternoon, number 8, Grant Houchin. Batting 6th and playing left field, number 33, Caden Klaus. Batting 7th is the designated hitter, number 19, Asher Prater. Batting 8th and playing second base, number 5, Braden Roark. And batting 9th and playing third base, number 17, Ian Heffron. And Daryl, once again, it's those top 4 that are kind of jumbled around. Hagan started the year in the cleanup spot, got moved to the leadoff spot there Friday, spent 3 games there, and now back in cleanup. Drew originally was batting second throughout most of the year. He moves up to the top of the order. Jagger there for a while was batting at the top, moved down to cleanup, and now he's batting second. And they're just trying to find any kind of combination to get runners on and get them over and get them in.
Exactly. Coach is just mixing up the lineup and see how kids take it. I'm not sure Hagan liked batting first, but when you're up the plate, you've got to produce. And here lately, we haven't been producing. Not really anybody's been producing. Sherwood probably better than most. Maybe Silas. Silas had a good game, a couple games.
Well, you think about yesterday, Grant Houch and Ian Heffron had the best games as they both reached every time.
Yeah. Have games at the plate, but we're not consistent. And that's what's killing us. We're just we try to get something going and we just flub it up, or we'll mess it up, or we just can't hit the baseball.
An extra player out there for Seneca today is the right fielder, number 25, Ryan Owens. Good to see him back. They were hoping that he was going to get cleared, and he got cleared to play. Not hitting as of yet. We'll see if that comes here at some point for him, but as of right now, out in right field. And I think for Seneca, this is probably their best defensive lineup with him out in right field. And you can, Ian is definitely the best utility player Seneca has, but with Ryan out in right field, he can kind of be anywhere else that he needs to be.
Yeah, it makes everything a lot better. Glad to see him back. I know he had something popped in his knee, something happened, and he got it all checked out and took some time off, got it all checked out, and he's cleared to play, and I'm glad to see him out there.
I think the big thing for this Seneca team is when he gets cleared to hit, I think that will be interesting to see too, because when he was in the lineup, that seemed to be the best version of Seneca. And so Asher Prater's done a good job, but he's only a freshman. He's struggled a little bit as of late. So Seneca, Ryan Owens batting, that seems to be the best version that they've had as of late.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, when we started off, had Ryan in there. If you miss anyone off that team, we're not very deep, and if you miss anyone and you got to jumble everything around, you're taking something away from the team.
Daryl, like I said, this district is wide open. Aurora already has a win over Monett, but you look at Aurora. Aurora is the only one of the few teams under 500, and they just lost to Mack County yesterday, 7-5, and that was Mack's first win of the season. Cassville under 500. East Newton is doing themselves well, 9-6-1, and Monett 8-6. So really, Seneca, you want to set yourself up. You got to win here today, especially like we said at the beginning. This Monett team already lost to Aurora. They got run-ruled by them in 4 innings, 16-1. So if you're Seneca, if you can find a way to pull out a victory, Monett may be looking at, a 3, if not 4 seed. There
is no clear a team in this district. And like you said, anybody can beat anybody on a given night. And when it comes to district play, and right here, like tonight, it's a district opponent. You've got to come to play, and you've got to be prepared. And I think you're going to find out a lot about the Seneca team in the next week and a half, because tonight is a district opponent. Next Tuesday is a district opponent as you go to East Newton, and then next Thursday, Aurora comes here. And so I think you're going to find out a lot about this Seneca team over these next 3 days. Sure. Or 3 games, not 3 days. Yeah, well, like I said, when you come up to district opponents and playing district play, you better have it, and you better be able to be prepared and mentally prepared to play, because you're going to get their best. Go ahead, take a timeout. When we come back, we'll get you the start of the game after this on the KNEO and Seneca Indian Sports Network.
Hi, I'm Pastor Rod Van Gorkum of First Baptist Church Seneca, and I would like to take a minute and share about grace. What is grace? Grace is when someone gives you something you don't deserve. See, I haven't done anything to deserve God's forgiveness, but He gives it by His grace. I haven't done anything to deserve God's love, but He gives it by His grace. I haven't done anything to deserve a bright future, but God gives away to me and to others by His grace. The Apostle Paul wrote in the book of Titus, chapter 2, verse 11, "For the grace of God hath appeared, bringing salvation to all men." Have you accepted God's gift of grace, His salvation through His Son, Jesus Christ? If not, please do, for the Bible says today is the day of salvation. For KNEO Radio, I'm Rod Van Gorkum.
A proud supporter of local high school athletics is Numac Electric. Serving Newton and McDonald County, they provide power for area homes and businesses and want to wish all the athletes much success throughout the season. For online bill pay and account information, the website is numac.com or 417-451-1515. Numac Electric, proudly serving Newton and McDonald County, where their slogan is your touchstone energy partner.
At ProLube Tire and Auto Center, we know what it means to rely on your vehicle. We race all year and know how to get that extra inch out of every part. Precision, quality, and reliability are not just words to us. It's what we do every day. We know you rely on your vehicle to perform for your family. From oil changes to full-on repairs, ProLube gives you the best racetrack team experience, so you can be worry-free.
ProLube Tire and Auto Center, where we get it right on the road and the track.
A proud backer of the Seneca Indians is Campbell Biddlecombe Funeral Home of Seneca. Located at 1101 Cherokee, they are honored to serve the area with traditional service options including church and graveside services. They also have prearranged funeral plans. For more information, the phone number for Funeral Director Mike Steele at Campbell Biddlecombe Funeral Home of Seneca is 417-776-2251 or online campbell-biddlecomefh.com.
And we welcome you back as Seneca and Monett get set for action here this afternoon. And Daryl, both these teams have played a lot of baseball this past week. You know, for both teams, it's their third game in 3 days. And for Seneca, you're seeing your number 3 starter, which, you know, it's kind of 1A, 1B, 1C, and Jagger.
Yeah.
Your 3 starter. And Monett pitched their best starter yesterday against Nevada, which they lost 3-1. And so Seneca will be seeing, you know, their number 2 or their number 3 here this afternoon.
Here lately, it doesn't really matter. You got to go out there and produce, and you got to be able to hit baseball and put pressure on Monett, and that's something that Seneca hasn't been able to do here lately.
Yeah, you look at the game yesterday against Lamar. Like we said, not only did they have 4 or 5 errors, they also had some mental errors as well.
Yes.
Somebody got picked off on it wasn't a line drive, but kind of a line out, got picked off from second base, and then a ball in the dirt they thought got by the catcher, and it didn't, and you get thrown out at second. And instead of Seneca starting an inning rally potentially, then Lamar comes back in the bottom of that inning and adds 2 more on a throwing error. So
yeah, you don't count them errors, but boy, they count mental errors.
Take a time out for the anthem. Back with the start of the game after this on the KNEO Sports Network.
I've seen First Community Bank all over, but then to take my stuff to some people that didn't really know me and took a chance, that spoke volume.
I'll always be grateful to First Community and that whole team over at Harrison that helped get me started.
Anytime I need anything, just a phone call away. We're really proud to be with First Community Bank.
Cedar Lane Farm and Garden at 143 Cherokee Avenue in Seneca is your local feed dealer and a supporter of Seneca Indian sports. Offering vet, livestock, and pet products, Cedar Lane also carries a full line of farm and garden supplies. For more information, contact Cedar Farm and Garden on Cherokee Avenue in Seneca today. The number is 417-776-8231. Open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. and Saturday, 8 a.m. through 2 p.m. for your convenience. Go Indians!
Prater's Pharmacy in Seneca is a proud supporter of the Seneca Indians. The pharmacy is open from 9 to 5:30 Monday through Friday and from 9 to 1 on Saturday. They offer an automatic refill program and internet refill service online at praterspharmacy.com and through their mobile apps. They also have a drive-through window. Prater's Pharmacy at 1711 Cherokee in Seneca, 417-776-8701. Go Indians!
And we welcome you back as we get set for action here between Seneca and Monett. Seneca, the all whites, white pants, white tops, blue trim, and blue uniforms, as Seneca, the home team here this afternoon against Monett. Monett, the gray pants, purple and gold tops with gold trim and numbers here this afternoon. Monett looks like this in their starting lineup again. Aiden Clapper leads things off. Braden Seitz batting second. Miles Young is third. The cleanup hitter is Michael Privet. Batting fifth is Landon Brandt. Sixth is Colin Umfleet. Seventh is Samuel Carr. Eighth is Tucker Anderson. And ninth is Braden Sandrosky working against Jagger Wilson here this afternoon with a battery of Silas Ball catching him left to right in the outfield. You have Caden Klaus in left, Drew Sherwood in center, and Ryan Owens in right. Left to right in the infield, you have Ian Heffron at third, Grant Houchin at short, Braden Roark at second, and Hagen Ginger at first here this afternoon. As Clapper, Seitz, and Young are the three due up here to start the ball game, and then Privet would come to the plate if anybody reaches for Monett in the top of the first as Jagger Wilson completes his warm-up pitches. Last time he pitched was on a Friday against Webb City. Pitched well, ended up taking the loss, though. 5 2/3 innings, 7 hits, 4 runs, 4 earned, 3 base on balls, 5 strikeouts. The big thing for Jagger and trying to keep that pitch count down is you can't afford to have those 4 walks.
Throw strikes. Just like Drew did. Drew did well. Good job
on Monday.
Yeah, on Monday, throwing strikes. Just throw strikes. Keep your pitch count down. Make him swing the bat. Make him have to do something.
As Aiden Clapper gets set to dig in here for Monett. 80 degrees here at first pitch. A beautiful day here in Seneca at the Seneca Sports Complex. As first pitch will be at 4:28, and swinging in, missing at it is Clapper, so the count's 0-1. Here comes the 0-1, and that fastball is outside, and the count's 1-1. 1 ball and 1 strike here. Comes the 1-1. That breaking ball is hit to Heffron at third. Good job by him fielding to his left and throws him out as Ginger are able to get it on the low throw. There's 1 down. I think if that goes to Houch and Darrell, I don't think they get Clapper out.
No, Houchin would have to be too deep in the hole. It's just slow enough that Ian can cut it off. Made a good play.
Braden Seitz the DH now for Monett as that first pitch is low. This counts 1-0. You know, yesterday against Lamar, Darrell, and it seems like it's been this way for Houchin his last couple starts. That one hit on a hop to Houchin, throws to first in plenty of time, and there's 2 ground balls and 2 outs. But, you know, Houchin, it's taken him an inning to settle down into the ball game his last 2 starts. So if you're Seneca, if you can get a 1-2-3 inning here to start the game, that'd be big as Miles Young comes to the plate. You know, Lamar didn't score yesterday in the first, but they had the bases loaded. You know, against Mount Vernon, they scored a run to start the game as that slider swung on and missed, so the count's 0-1. And so the big thing here for Seneca is if you can have a low pitch count here in the first and get out of the inning as that fastball hits the outside corner.
Yeah, he's throwing strikes. He's not messing around. We'll find out here on this pitch right here how bad, he might be trying to throw it a little bit off, but
here comes the 0-2, and that breaking ball is poked out to Roark, who lets it hop, and 3 ground balls to 3 different players. And Seneca is out of the inning. Half inning in the books. Monett nothing. Seneca coming up here on the KNEO and Seneca Indian Sports Network.
If you're a weekend warrior who likes to go, 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 don't let pain put the brakes on your pace. When you need help with an injury that keeps you from moving, you want an orthopedic team with a proven track record. Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine is nationally recognized and were recently named CareCheck's #1 hospital in the market and top 10% hospital in the state for hip fracture repair. Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, the experience you need to keep pace with life.
Seneca Indian Athletics is sponsored by Prairie Top Chiropractic. Located at 4556 Quince Road in Seneca, chiropractic physician Seth Wilson offers chiropractic services to Seneca and the surrounding areas. For appointment information, their phone number is 417-776-4556 or discover more at facebook.com/Prairie Top Chiropractic. Prairie Top Chiropractic, where their slogan is better health, better you.
You've got to have someone that understands what you are doing as a mission. Community bankers are important that way because they understand the community relationships that we have to form to be successful.
I feel like First Community Bank and Myers Davis, our cultures are so similar. It is all about relationship.
It's a real boon to our community to have a bank like First Community to be supportive of so many things.
They're willing to take a chance on entrepreneurs, which is helpful to make the community grow.
Drew Sherwood, Jagger Wilson, and Silas Ball are the three scheduled hitters for Seneca here in the first. Ginger, Houchin, and Klaus are the next three, and the final three are Prater, Roark, and Heffron. They will be working against Carson Bertram, and the Monett fielders look like this. Tucker Anderson is catching him here this afternoon, left to right in the outfield. Colin Umfley in left, Aiden Clapper in center. Landon Brandt in right, left to right in the infield. Samuel Carr at third, Miles Young at short, Braden Sandrosky at second, Michael Privet at first for the Cubs. As Sherwood digs into the box here for Seneca. And here comes the first pitch to Sherwood, and that ball is roped in the air to left field.
That's deep.
And it's over the right fielder's head, and it will roll all the way to the wall. That's going to be 3 for Sherwood, and that is a beautiful start here for Seneca here this afternoon. I don't know if that ball carried over the head of Brandt or if he just misread it.
It carried over there. He first took off to the right, but then he realized that ball was hit a whole lot harder than he thought it was. And it just burned him.
As Wilson will come to the plate here for Seneca. And if Seneca can get a run in, I think that would be big boost for their confidence here, Darryl, as that first pitch is high and outside and the count's 1-0.
And I don't think the right fielder would have caught it even if he did take off running at the right spot. I mean, it was hit that well.
As here comes the 1-0, and that's fouled back, and the count is now 1-1. Newmac Electric, Prater's Pharmacy, ProLube Maintenance Center, Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, all sponsoring the broadcast here this afternoon. Here comes the 1-1. That pitch is popped up in the air center field.
Yeah,
it's deep enough to let Sherwood come in. They throw home. That's an excellent throw. And they were blocking the plate a little bit, but the flyout does allow the run to come in and score on the sac fly RBI, and Seneca has the first run of the game.
Well, that's huge, man. At least we get off to a little bit better start than we have the last few games, and maybe we can continue this here.
Well, you look at it, Monday Seneca was able to get that first run of the game. It didn't come till the fourth, but those losses against Mount Vernon, against Webb City, against Lamar, the other teams scored first, so we'll see if scoring first does dividends for Seneca as Silas Ball steps out.
Silas has been swinging the bat pretty well here as of late. One of the better ones. That's the reason he's moved up 3 in the lineup.
So here's the first pitch to him, and that's popped up in the air. The not Sandrosky, that's the pitcher Bertram. Did not have to move a muscle, and there's 2 down. And Darryl, they're all popping them up.
Yeah, I know. It's like, and you want to hit the bottom of the baseball, at least have Monett do something, or to the top of the baseball. But that's what I keep trying to tell Hagan, hit the top of the baseball. He's been popping it up here lately.
As Ginger will step in, may be more comfortable in that cleanup role that he started at the beginning of the year as he takes a pitch on the outside corner. Counts 0-1. Campbell Biddlecombe Funeral Home, Big Nickel, Missouri Southern State University, and Prairie Top Chiropractic. Sponsoring the broadcast as that fastball stays high and the count's 1-1. But a big run for Seneca to start the game. They're not trailing early as they finally have an early lead as the Ginger swings underneath that one and the count's 1-2.
He's got to protect now. 2 strikes. Don't let the umpire make the call.
The 1-2 is swung on and missed for strike 3. That will end the inning, but Seneca does get 1 run in the inning on 1 hit, no errors, and nobody left. 1 in the book. Seneca up 1-0.
Crowder College, your future, our focus. At Crowder College, we have 6 convenient locations in Southwest Missouri and online programs to fit your needs. Flexible scheduling provides a pathway to a career or the opportunity to transfer to a 4-year university in a variety of programs. Cheer for the Rough Riders at athletic events. Use the Missouri A+ Scholarship Program for free tuition and common fees. At Crowder College, your future is our focus. Apply today at crowder.edu.
Prater's Pharmacy in Seneca is a proud supporter of the Seneca Indians. The pharmacy is open from 9 to 5:30 Monday through Friday and from 9 to 1 on Saturday. They offer an automatic refill program and internet refill service online at praterspharmacy.com and through their mobile apps. They also have a drive-through window. Prater's Pharmacy at 1711 Cherokee in Seneca, 417-776-8701. Go Indians!
Singing is my career and my calling, but I'm also a mother of 4.
And as entrepreneurs, we weigh the cost of every decision.
Medical bills are no longer a worry for our family, so I can focus on my calling.
And our family.
Joining Christian Healthcare Ministries was one of the best decisions we ever made. We're the Blair family, and this is our CHM story.
Choose your doctor without network restrictions, all at an affordable price. Enroll anytime at chministries.org/enroll.
Top of the second here for Monett. They will send 4, 5, and 6 to the plate. And Michael Privet, Landon Brandt, and Colin Umfleet as Jagger got 3 ground balls to 3 different positions. Third, short, and second. I guess Hagen's next if you want ground balls to every infielder.
Yeah. Well, as long as they're ground balls.
So first pitch to Privet is foul tipped, and the count's 0-1. Lighthouse Tax Services, Dairy Queen of Seneca, First Community Bank, Cedar Lane Farm and Garden, the Northwest Arkansas Naturals all sponsoring the broadcast. Here comes the 0-1, and that's swung on and missed. Count quickly 0-2, and Darryl, just like Sherwood did on Monday, Wilson working ahead and early as here comes the 0-2. So that's outside.
Yeah, I'm trying to throw that in a little bit too hard and he yanked it out. But he's trying to hit the corner that time just to make him chase. But, yeah, that's key, Ben. Work ahead.
It's the 1-2. Fastball is up the middle, and I guess Wilson needed to field one himself.
Yep.
And it's a 1-3 putout. So everybody has fielded a ground ball now except for Hagen. I mean, he's on the receiving end of all of them, but still. There's 1 out now for Landon Brandt.
Yeah, he gets to touch the ball every once in a while, doesn't he, Ben?
And so here comes the first pitch from Wilson. And that's swung on and missed. And the count's 0-1. People's Bank of Seneca, Crowder College, Christian Healthcare Ministry, Seneca School District, all sponsoring the broadcast. The 0-1 breaking ball hits the inside corner. Brandt ducked out of the way, thought it was going to hit him, and it hits the inside corner.
Yeah, he didn't think that was a breaking ball, but it was.
As here comes the 0-2. That breaking ball is hit in the air to right center field and deep. It's going to go over the head of Sherwood. He's able to cut it off to keep that to 2, because if that gets by him, Darryl, that's easily 3 for Brandt. So a good job there by Sherwood to be able to cut it off. So that ball was tagged by Landon Brandt.
Yeah, I mean, hit hard, just like Drew's was, but Drew's got by the outfielders, went to the wall. He had to stop at second, but a good play by Drew Sherwood to cut that off.
Colin Umfleet will come to the plate here for Monett. Southwest Missouri Bank, Neosho Daily News, Marine Center Incorporated, Community Bank and Trust, all sponsoring the broadcast. And Darryl, on an 0-2 count there, maybe a little too good a pitch there by Wilson. But
well, it's 3 straight curveballs, so...
As here comes the first pitch, and that is a high fastball to Umfleet in for a strike, and the count's 0-1.
Like he's seen that curveball 2 times in a row. Third time, he was, I don't know if he's waiting on it or. Wow, but he hit it solid.
As here comes the 0-1 pitch from Wilson. That's low, and the count is 1-1. Sherwood shaded to left center by about 2 feet.
Yeah.
So there is a big gap in right center, but they don't anticipate Umfleet being able to get around and hit it there. As he offered at the bunt, and the count is 1-2.
Yeah, it was late, but he finally called it.
Yeah, I was wondering too. I was like, you definitely need to check because he definitely offered at it. Counts 1-2 here on Umfleet. 4-State Sports Report, Missouri Farm Bureau Agent Josh Dotson, Neosho Area Chamber of Commerce, Mid-America Specialty Markets, all sponsoring the broadcast here this afternoon as Ball and Wilson had a little bit of a conversation out there. 1-2, you got to think the bunt comes off as here comes the 1-2 fastball, and that's in there for a called strike 3. 2 down now as Samuel Carr will come to the plate here for Monett. And Wilson is feeling it here early.
They throw strikes, make him have to hit the ball, make him have to beat you.
Here comes the first pitch, and that hits the outside corner with the fastball, and the count's 0-1. And he has been productive with his outs here today so far as well. As here comes the 0-1. The 0-1 breaking ball is in there for a strike. That looked like a slider, and the count 0-2. I think you go back to the high heat here, 0-2.
It was a slider up in the strike zone, too. Looked like he's going outside a little.
The 0-2 pitch is the slider swung on and missed for strike 3, and that will end the inning. Monett strands a runner at second. 1.5 in the book. Seneca up 1-0 here on the KNEO Sports Network.
Happy Egg supports the family farmer because they've seen the difference a choice like this can make. Now you can grow for Happy Egg and choose to raise hens the right way, the happy way. When you grow for Happy Egg, you're growing for a family-owned and operated business. You're raising happy hens on 10+ acres who will lay happy eggs. You're working for yourself. As a Happy Egg grower, you'll receive new flock cost support and yield-based compensation. Visit happyegg.com/grower to apply today.
Historians will probably call this present era in the Western world that we're living in the age of anxiety.
Billy Graham.
This generation is dying not from external pressures, but from internal combustion. In other years, men feared death. Today, they seem to fear life. God has never promised to remove our troubles, problems, and difficulties, but God has promised His peace, a sense of assurance and security in the midst of trouble and conflict. What we need to do is to get our eyes on Christ, idolize Him, worship Him. He will never fall nor fail. Be that kind of a follower of Christ. And you can say with Paul, for me to live is Christ. His grace, His peace, His assurance, His security will be mine.
It's easy to let troubles distract you from the joy and peace that Jesus offers. We can help you get your focus back on Jesus. Visit us at findpeacewithgod.net or the Billy Graham Evangelistic Association.
And we welcome you back as Seneca will send 5, 6, and 7 to the plate. Houchin, Klaus, and Prater, the 3 due up as anybody reaches Roark would come to the plate. The Northwest Arkansas Naturals continue their homestand at Arvis Ballpark through Sunday, April 27th against the Tulsa Drillers. For ticket information, visit nwanaturals.com, a supporter of high school baseball on KNEO. Naturals with a win last night over the Drillers 9-7. And interesting note, as Houchin takes a called strikes, counts 0-1. Los Angeles Dodgers starter Clayton Kershaw was on a rehab assignment, and so he was down there and pitched 3 innings. So the 0-1 is swung on and missed, and the count's 0-2. So still have the opportunity to see Jack Caglione down there, but better take advantage of it here these first couple of months as Houchin strikes out, because I have a feeling he'll be going up to AAA sooner rather than later. 1 out here as Klaus will come to the plate. That's back-to-back strikeouts for Bertram. It's over 2 innings, but it is back-to-back strikeouts. As here comes the first pitch to Klaus. Must have been low, maybe outside, and the count's 1-0. So here comes the 1-0, and Seneca loves that high heater and can't catch up, and the count's 1-1. It's what they got Ginger on, and that's what they got Houchin on. Here comes the 1-1. That's fouled straight back, and the count's 1-2. And until you can prove to catch up to it, Daryl, I think that's where Bertram probably needs to stay.
Yeah, they were swinging under and under and under.
And those are balls, too. It's not like they're swinging at strikes either. Now, if you're Klaus, you need to protect as here comes the 1-2 pitch from Bertram. That pitch is lofted in the air to left field, and it's carrying, but the left fielder out there, Umfleet, was able to get it. I don't know if the wind helped that at all, Daryl, but that ball carried a little bit farther than I thought it was going to.
Well, it was hit pretty well, but just a high, lazy fly ball, and we're getting under and under. And I mean, Drew's the only one to hit one on the nose.
So Asher Prater comes to the plate here for Seneca. See if he can maybe get a 2-out rally started here for the Indians. So the first pitch is swung on and missed, and the count's 0-1. Keep up on the latest Seneca broadcast ball game schedule. Be sure to like us on Facebook, facebook.com/KNEO Radio. Follow us on X at KNEO917 Sports. That one's lofted in there, foul, out of play, and the count's 0-2. Seneca is supposed to have a doubleheader at Purdy on Saturday, but a lot of that is weather pending, and would not be surprised as the 0-2 is lofted in the air, and that is the second baseman, Sandrashki, going to call off the first baseman for the putout. Nothing doing here for Seneca in the second. 2 in the books, 1-0 Indians here on the KNEO Sports Network.
Modern man does not like to think of God in terms of wrath, anger, and judgment. He likes to make God in his own idealism and give God the characteristics he wants him to possess.
So, what's so bad about that? Well, Billy Graham explained.
This modern God has the attributes of love, mercy, and forgiveness, but without justice. This means an absence of judgment and punishment for sin. To have meaning, man's life must be based upon law and a lawgiver. The Bible teaches that God is going to judge man. Today, Christ is our lawyer, our Savior, willing to forgive and to cleanse and forget. Secondly, you must receive Christ as your Lord and Savior, and you can receive him right now and trust him.
If you'd like to know more about that, go to findpeacewithgod.net. We're the Billy Graham Evangelistic Association.
Locally owned, operated, and here for you. Check out the new face of the Neosho Daily News, covering Newton County, highlighting area residents, businesses, school news, sports, and more. Find us on Facebook at Neosho Daily News or call 417-451-1520. Go get 'em, Indians!
8, 9, and 1 due up for Monett here in the top of the third. Tucker Anderson, Braden Sandrashki, then back to the top of the order, and Aiden Clapper. A thank you to Lighthouse Tax Services in downtown Seneca, offering personal and business tax filings for Missouri and multiple states. A sponsor of KNEO Radio, the Seneca Indians. That's a strike. I don't know if he was swinging or not. My head was down.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, he swung at it and missed.
The count's 0-1.
Looked like a changeup.
Here comes the 0-1, and that hits the inside corner with a fastball, and the count quickly 0-2. Monett may be having some of the same problems that Seneca is hitting, as the 0-2 is just outside, maybe low as well, and the count 1-2. Before I got interrupted by a pop-up, Seneca is supposed to go to Purdy for a doubleheader on Saturday, as the 1-2 is low, counts 2-2. And play Purdy and Diamond, but with all the rain, A, I would not be surprised if it doesn't happen, and B, if it does happen, if it gets moved to Seneca. So the 2-2 is fouled out of play, so we'll do it again.
Well, yeah, they're nothing but it's a dirt field over there, so you never know. Rain coming in, who knows?
Yeah, Thursday, Friday, maybe Saturday as well. That one's popped in the air to left field. And scaling over is Klaus for the putout. First fly ball out of the game as Braden Sandrowski comes to the plate. But, Daryl, both Purdy and Diamond, good baseball teams, and those will be good tests on Saturday if you can get those games in.
Yeah, as well. And I know Ian will be one of the pitchers, and
I would guess Sherwood.
Sherwood?
Yeah, Sherwood's eligible again on Saturday as that first pitch is outside for a ball. So the count's 1-0 because Sherwood pitched Monday. He's eligible again Saturday. And that would set him up to pitch next Thursday as well. So that pitch is fouled straight back, and the count's 1-1. But you're going to probably need a Hagen Ginger or a Caden Klaus in those games as well.
My. You never know when that happens, Ben.
Here comes the 1-1. And that slider hits the outside corner, and the count's 1-2. At least one time through the lineup, Wilson doing a good job keeping them off balance as that fastball is up the middle, takes a true hop for Houch and throws to first in time, and there are 2 down as Aiden Clapper comes to the plate. Community Bank and Trust, proudly serving our customers for the past 140 years. They visit their branch at 1102 South Cherokee for all your banking needs. Member FDIC and equal housing lender, proud sponsor of the Seneca Indians and everyone at the Neosho Daily News. Wish the Seneca Indians good luck. Let's go get that win. As Clapper swings and misses at the slider, and the count's 0-1. Clapper grounded to third base his first time. Heffron had to make a tough play to get the putout. Here comes the 0-1, and that slider hits the inside corner. That definitely looks more like a slider than a curveball. Would you agree, Daryl?
Well, you know, they got them what they call a sweeper, trying to get it to go sideways. And
that fastball just misses the outside corner, and the count's 1-2.
Well, Jagger thought he had it, too, because he started walking off.
As here comes the 1-2. And that fastball is low and outside, and the count 2-2. But Wilson has done a good job so far here. Only one time through the lineup. Comes the 2-2. That is just nubbed foul, so the count will remain 2 balls and 2 strikes. Yeah, they've kind of moved away from sliders and curveballs to calling them sweepers.
Yeah, I don't know. You know, they come up with different names for them. They don't even know what they're calling.
Another 2-2, and he just pokes that one to Ginger. Good job on the true hop there by Hagen. A 1-2-3 inning for Wilson. 2.5 in the books. Still 1-0 Seneca.
Seneca Indian Athletics is sponsored by Prairie Top Chiropractic. Located at 4556 Quince Road in Seneca, chiropractic physician Seth Wilson offers chiropractic services to Seneca and the surrounding areas. For appointment information, their phone number is 417-776-4556 or discover more at facebook.com/Prairie Top Chiropractic. Prairie Top Chiropractic, where their slogan is, better health, better you.
The Bible says that our hearts are sinful, that it's full of evil imaginations.
Billy Graham.
The Bible says that our heart is desperately wicked. Who can know it? That's the reason Christ said, except a man is born again, he cannot see the kingdom of heaven. I ask you tonight, wouldn't you like to have a new heart? Wouldn't you like to have Christ tonight who can forgive the past, give you joy and peace in the present, and change your life for the future? He can do it if you let him. Give your life to Christ tonight. Let him give you a new heart. Make you a new person.
What Jesus Christ offers you is nothing short of revolutionary. If you're ready to surrender your life to him, we can help. Visit us at findpeacewithgod.net. That's findpeacewithgod.net. We're the Billy Graham Evangelistic Association.
And we welcome you back as Seneca will send 8, 9, and 1 to the plate. Roark, Heffron, then back to the top of the order in Sherwood and Daryl. Braden had a good game yesterday. Ian had a better game yesterday as well, and you're hoping the bottom of the lineup can spark something here for the Indians.
Well, let's hope so. I mean, we've been looking for some sparks for a long time, and we just can't get a fire going. It's just we get one every once in a while. Rare we spring 2 together, but...
As Roark takes a called strike, and the count's 0-1. So here comes the 0-1. And that pitch is popped in the air foul, and it's going to get out of play. And the count is 0-2. New Mac Electric, Prater's Pharmacy, ProLube Maintenance Center, Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, all sponsoring the broadcast here this afternoon. So the 0-2 is outside as the catcher, Anderson, set really far outside to see if he would chase. Count now 1-2. Here comes the 1-2, and that's low. And Roark has worked it to 2-2. The other thing, Daryl, that Seneca in their struggle hitting these past 4 games, really, they haven't had a whole lot of walks as the 2-2 pitch is popped in the air to center field, and Clapper did not move a muscle.
Yeah. Well, Ben, he did have to put his glove up. And that was about it.
So there's one down for Heffron, but the other thing is Seneca hasn't really walked a ton and forced a lot of 3-ball counts in their these past 4 games.
Yeah,
really.
they haven't. They haven't done a good job at the plate selection.
As Heffron takes a called strike on the outside corner, so the count's 0-1.
But when they're throwing strikes like that, hey, you've got to protect and you got to swing the bat.
So 1 is high and tight, and the count's 1-1. Heffron had a solid day at the plate yesterday.
Couple base hits.
Also a good day on Monday as that one's fouled off, and the count's 1-2. And sometimes bottom of the lineup can spark plug the top, and that's kind of what you're hoping with Heffron here at the bottom.
Well, you got one of our best hitters coming up next, so Ian trying his best to get on.
So that one swung on and missed. Have to throw down to complete it, and they do as Anderson throws down to Privet. There's 2 down as Sherwood comes to the plate. Sherwood tripled and scored in the first on a sac fly, as that's the 3rd strikeout of the afternoon for Bertram. 2 down here. Sherwood has the only hit of the game for Seneca.
He's the only one that's hit it really solid on the nose.
So that first pitch is low and outside, and the count's 1-0.
I mean, if he can walk, he may be scared to pitch to him too good. So if he walks, he could be at second base pretty quick for Jagger.
1-0 the count. Here comes the 1-0, and that's low and outside. Counts 2-0. Yesterday Sherwood was at the plate with trying to get on and unfortunately struck out. So that 2-0 is in there for a strike, and the count's 2-1. And
I don't think that pitcher wants to go 3-1 either. I mean, should be another good-looking strike here.
So count remains 2 balls and a strike, and now he fires it over, and the count's 2-2.
Must have been slow enough for curveball or something. Dropped in there.
2-2 breaking ball popped in the air. First baseman Privet calling for it, and will grab it for the final out of the inning. Nothing doing for Seneca here in the 3rd. 3 in the books. Seneca up 1-0 here on the KNEO Sports Network.
Marine Center Incorporated is a sponsor of Seneca Athletics. In business since 1979, they offer Mercury and Suzuki motors, along with low boats as well as boat repairs. Located at 4961 Highway 43 in Joplin, Missouri, open Monday through Friday 9 to 5, Saturday 9 to 12, and closed on Sunday. For more information, the phone number is 417-781-7450 or online at marinecenterjoplin.com. The Marine Center Incorporated, where the slogan is, your family boating headquarters.
The Roper Kia 4-State Sports Report will provide up-to-the-minute scores and highlights from around the 4 states. With ultimate local coverage from all your favorite teams. The Roper Kia 4-State Sports Report, weeknights at 6 and 10 p.m.
Prater's Pharmacy in Seneca is a proud supporter of the Seneca Indians. The pharmacy is open from 9 to 5:30 Monday through Friday and from 9 to 1 on Saturday. They offer an automatic refill program and internet refill service online at praterspharmacy.com and through their mobile apps. They also have a drive-through window. Prater's Pharmacy at 1711 Cherokee in Seneca, 417-776-8701. Go Indians!
Heart of the order for Monett here in the fourth. Seitz, Young, and Privet due up. Anybody who reaches Brandt would come to the plate for the Cubs, as one time through the lineup, Jagger has been pretty on here, Daryl.
Yeah, he has. He's throwing strikes. He's not getting behind on the batters. I don't even know, has he even reached a 3-ball count yet?
He has not.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think he's throwing strikes. He's making Monett have to swing the bat, and he's making Monett, he's letting the guys behind him make the plays.
So first pitch is high and inside to Seitz. The count's 1-0. He grounded to Houchin his first time up.
Yeah, and that's the pitch that's we're swinging at.
1-0 hits the inside corner, and the count's 1-1. Campbell Biddlecombe Funeral Home, Big Nickel, Missouri Southern State University, Prairie Top Chiropractic, sponsoring the broadcast as that hits him. And the leadoff runner is on here for Monett, as he got hit on the foot. As Miles Young will come to the plate, grounded out to second. They're going to make sure that the DH is okay. Let him walk it off a little bit. Hit him on a weird spot of the foot.
Yeah, getting around the foot and the ankle part of it. There's not a lot of meat down there around that ankle.
So leadoff base runner here for Monett. I have a moment. Some of the sponsors here: Lighthouse Tax Services, Dairy Queen of Seneca, First Community Bank, Cedar Lane Farm and Garden, and the Northwest Arkansas Naturals. As Miles Young comes to the plate, and normally you don't have your 3-hole hitter bunt, but it's a good bunt. Wilson will tag him out. It's a G1 on the putout. And the sacrifice bunt allows him to get to second. I was going to say, normally you don't see that, but the way the runs are at a premium here, Daryl, I was going to say I would expect a bunt, and it happened.
Well, yeah, it did, and I know Coach Hughes was sure barking at his infielders here on the left side, because Ian, they bunted down the right first base line, but Ian didn't make it back to third base.
So first pitch is swung on and missed by Privets. The count's 0-1. He grounded back to Wilson his first time. People's Bank of Seneca, Crowder College, Christian Healthcare Ministries, Seneca School District, all sponsoring the broadcast. Comes the 0-1 pitch from Wilson. 0-1 is a breaking ball.
Good block by Silas in the back.
1-1. Again, that looks like that slider, sweeper, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, whatever you want to call it.
I think I'm just going to call it a slider because that's what I've been saying all year. The 1-1 fastball is swung on and it's laid on it and fouls it off. The count's 1-2. 1-2 the count. Do you stay with the high fastball here?
I'd try to throw it at his hands. I know that. But
I think throw a high fastball here, see if he swings. And he goes breaking ball, popped up in the air, and it's going to get out of play. I was going to say 1-2, I think you potentially go with a high fastball and then maybe go 2-2 on something else. But that pitch is hit to the left side. Good block by Houchin. Get him out at third base. What a play by Grant Houchin.
Grant Houchin and Ian Heffern to catch the ball and make the tag.
It is a 6-5 putout and a mistake by Braden Seitz because that ball was in front of him.
Yeah, he should never went. I mean, if he stayed back, I don't know if Houchin could have threw him out.
Yeah.
I mean, because it was deep in the hole. Grant made a great play.
As the first pitch is swung on and missed to Brandt. So the count's 0-1. Brandt doubled his first time up. The count's 0-1. Here comes the 0-1, and that's low. And the count's 1-1. But that was a big second out for the Indians. Especially eliminates the runner in scoring position. The 1-1 slider is swung on and missed, and the count 1-2. Southwest Missouri Bank, Neosho Daily News, Marine Center Incorporated, Community Bank and Trust, all sponsoring the broadcast. Here comes the 1-2 from Wilson. That fastball is low. Counts 2-2. I think that's about all it could be, is low.
Yeah, I'm guessing you're right, Ben.
Because it looked like it hit the outside corner. Here
It
comes the 2-2. And that is outside. Good stop by Ball, and the count's full. This is the first 3-ball count that Wilson has had all night. As here comes the 3-2 from Wilson. Swung on and missed for strike 3. Have to throw down to complete it, and they are able to do that, and Seneca gets out of the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, 1 left. 3.5 in the books. Seneca up 1-0.
KNEO would like to thank the Big Nickel for sponsoring this portion of broadcasting on 91.7 FM. The Big Nickel is an advertising shopper for thousands of different items, from automobiles and livestock to help wanted and real estate. It covers a 70-mile radius in the 4-state area and is available in area businesses each week. Located at 1931 East 20th Street, Suite 103 in Joplin, Missouri. Their telephone number is 417-624-4100.
A radical change is needed in every person to find true or real fulfillment in this life, to be acceptable to God, to enter God's kingdom.
Billy Graham on why being a good person is not enough to save you.
What's wrong? The Bible tells us. The Bible says the thing that is wrong is that we have a disease. It affects the whole human race all over the world, and the disease is called sin.
Sin separates us from God, but there is hope. God promises to forgive our sins if we follow Jesus, His Son.
Do you know Christ? God can give you a whole new life, a transformation that you never dreamed existed, if you let Him.
You can learn more about getting to know Jesus at findpeacewithgod.net. We're the Billy Graham Evangelistic Association.
Heart of the order due up for Seneca here in the 4th. Wilson, Ball, and Ginger. Anybody who reaches Houchin would come to the plate. Seneca only 1 hit of their own as well, but they have the 1-0 lead. So here comes the first pitch of the inning from Bertram, and Wilson swings at a high curveball, and the count's 0-1.
You want to say why sometimes, Ben, but the
0-1 is outside, and the count's 1-1.
He's throwing that high pitch, and we just keep on swinging at it.
As here comes the 1-1 to Wilson. That's swung on and missed, and the count 1-2. 4-State Sports Report, Missouri Farm Bureau Agent Josh Dotson, Neosho Area Chamber of Commerce, Mid-America Specialty Markets, all sponsoring the broadcast. The 1-2 is swung on and missed, and I think Jagger realized a little bit too late that was going to fall into the strike zone on the breaking ball.
Yeah, it's not fast at all. I mean, he's just kind of lobbing it in there, and we're having a hard time hitting it.
Well, Mount Vernon can tell you about that.
Yeah,
because,
last district, same thing.
Yeah, sometimes the slower they pitch, the harder it is to hit. As Silas Ball comes to the plate, he popped out to Bertram his first time up, as that one's in there for a strike, and the count's 0-1. Thank you to Lighthouse Tax Services in downtown Seneca, offering personal and business tax filings for Missouri, multiple states, a sponsor of KNEO Radio. The Seneca Indians, as that one is popped out to the second baseman, Sandrowski, and there's 2 down for Ginger. So Ball is popped out to the pitcher and popped out to the second baseman. Ginger struck out swinging his first time up.
Pop out, pop out, pop out. We're getting underneath the baseball, not hitting grounders, not making, have to do something.
First pitch to Ginger is a check swing foul. Counts 0-1. Northwest Arkansas Naturals continue their homestand at Arvis Ballpark through Sunday, April 27th versus the Tulsa Drillers. For ticket information, nwanaturals.com, a supporter of high school baseball on KNEO. Is that pitch a ball?
Now his pitch's ball's in the dirt.
Counts 1-1 here on Ginger. 1-1 hits the inside corner, and the count's 1-2, and now he needs to protect with 2 strikes. Here comes the 1-2 from Bertram. That is low and outside, and the count's 2-2. I don't believe Bertram has had a 3-ball count either.
That was one of them pitches. You just lobbing it in there. Big change-up's about all it is.
The 2-2 is swung on and missed for strike 3. That will end the inning. Nothing doing for Seneca here in the 4th. 4 in the books. 1-0 Indians here on the KNEO Sports Network.
Being a Lion comes with a reputation for excellence. Whether it's in the classroom, on the court, or in the community, Lions are leading the way. With innovative and immersive academic programs, new scholarship opportunities, and a campus committed to the future, now is the perfect time to find your purpose. Find your pride. At Missouri,
Hottle Springs Church of Christ is bringing you today's ball game. They're a family-friendly church located just a few miles outside Seneca at 19306 Hottle Springs Road. With Sunday morning and evening worship services as well as midweek services on Wednesdays, check out HottleSpringsChurchofChrist.org for more information about all the classes and fellowships they offer throughout the week. Hottle Springs Church of Christ, where they say, "We want to go to heaven with you."
Seneca Indian Athletics is sponsored by Prairie Top Chiropractic. Located at 4556 Quince Road in Seneca, chiropractic physician Seth Wilson offers chiropractic services to Seneca and the surrounding areas. For appointment information, their phone number is 417-776-4556 or discover more at facebook.com/Prairie Top Chiropractic. Prairie Top Chiropractic, where their slogan is, better health, better you.
People's Bank of Seneca. We care about your journey every step of the way. Since 1996, visit us in Joplin, Neosho, or Seneca. PeoplesBankOfSeneca.com. Member FDIC. Proud sponsor of area athletics. Let's score big together.
Colin Umfleet will lead off the inning here for Monett as that first pitch is low for a ball. Counts 1-0. 6, 7, and 8. Umfleet, Carr, and Anderson are the 3 due up. As here comes the 1-0. That's in there for a strike, and the count's now 1-1. 1 ball and 1 strike. Here on Umfleet, struck out looking his first time. 1-1. Popped up in the air. I think that's Owen's ball out there in right field, and he will grab it for out number 1. Sherwood there behind him, and Heffern kind of went out a little bit, but neither of them were needed. There's 1 down for Carr, who struck out swinging his first time up. So here comes the first pitch to him. That fastball is rolled foul. Counts 0-1. Keep up on the latest Seneca broadcast ball game schedule. Be sure to like us on Facebook, facebook.com/KNEO Radio. Follow us on X, KNEO 917 Sports. The 0-1 is up the middle, hit off the mound, funny hop, but it worked out for the Indians because it goes right to Grant Houchin, and it's a 6-3 putout. If it doesn't hit the mound, that's a base hit up the middle.
Well, that second bounce off that mound, I mean, after it hit one more time before it got to Grant. That's a funny hop, and Grant had to stick with it. Did a good job.
And there's 2 down now as Tucker Anderson comes to the plate, flew out to left his first time up. Wilson has been efficient here this afternoon. That ball hit on a hop to Heffern. It's a fair ball, long throw over, and a 1-2-3 inning for Wilson. 4.5 in the books. Same score, 1-0 Seneca. Here on the KNEO Sports Network.
At ProLube Tire and Auto Center, we know what it means to rely on your vehicle. We race all year and know how to get that extra inch out of every part. Precision, quality, and reliability are not just words to us. It's what we do every day. We know you rely on your vehicle to perform for your family. From oil changes to full-on repairs, ProLube gives you the best racetrack team experience, so you can be worry-free.
ProLube Tire and Auto Center, where we get it right on the road and the track.
A sponsor of community broadcasting on KNEO, Southwest Missouri Bank in Neosho, serving the Neosho area from 2 locations. They offer personal banking services, including checking and savings accounts, home loans, and online banking. Learn more online at smbonline.com. Southwest Missouri Bank, an equal housing lender. Member FDIC, where their slogan is
Southwest Missouri Bank, we can do that.
The Neosho Area Chamber of Commerce is an organization that exists to make Southwest Missouri a better place to live. That is why they are proud supporters of high school athletics. They understand that the life lessons learned from sporting competition teaches responsibility and discipline and makes our student athletes better citizens for tomorrow. Learn more about local area events online at neoshocc.com. Proud supporters of local school athletics.
People's Bank of Seneca. We care about your journey every step of the way. Since 1996, visit us in Joplin, Neosho, or Seneca. PeoplesBankOfSeneca.com. Member FDIC. Proud sponsor of area athletics. Let's score big together.
5, 6, 7 due up for Seneca here in the fifth. Houchin, Klaus, and Prater. As Seneca tries to add on here.
It's 5, 6, and 7.
Yes. Both teams only one hit in the game. 2 base runners for Monett, 1 for Seneca. Seneca took advantage of their 1. They have the lone run. As this has been a pitcher's duel here this afternoon.
Get some base runners, get some hits.
Houchin swings and misses at the curveball, and the count's 0-1. Houchin struck out swinging his first time up. New Mac Electric, Prater's Pharmacy, Prolube Maintenance Center, Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, all sponsoring the broadcast. Here comes the 0-1 pitch from Bertram. 0-1 breaking ball, swung on and missed, and the count's 0-2. It's almost like he's teeing up for a fastball and then realizes too late it's a breaking ball.
It's like it's coming in a little bit faster than molasses in January. We just can't hit it.
0-2 the count here. Comes the 0-2 and just outside. Maybe high as well, and the count's 1-2.
That was tough to even let go that time, Ben. It was close.
As here comes the 1-2. That's swung on and missed for strike 3, as that one definitely looked like a ball. Klaus will come to the plate here for the Indians. He flew out to deep left field his first time up.
He hit it hard. And that, left fielder made a good play just running backwards that whole time. Had to catch it on the move. Let's see if we can get a hold of one here and hit one on the nose.
So that first pitch is outside for a ball, and the count's 1-0. Kimball Biddlecombe Funeral Home, Big Nickel, Missouri Southern State University, and Prairie Top Chiropractic, all sponsoring the broadcast. The 1-0 is fouled straight back. The count's 1-1. 1 out here in the fifth. Is with a 1-0 game, these things fly by. We're almost through 5 innings, and we haven't completed an hour of game time yet. Here comes the 1-1, and that is inside, and the count's 2-1. I think it was my first year here, Darryl, maybe my second year, that Seneca lost a 1-0 game to Carthage in the Bill O'Dell tournament as that hits the outside corner, and it counts 2-2. So 1-0 game they lost in about an hour and 10 minutes. Fastest baseball game I've ever watched.
Yeah. Well, this is going pretty quick. Both pitchers throwing strikes.
The 2-2 is swung on and missed for strike 3. And there's 2 down now for Prater, who popped out to second base his first time. That is the 7th strikeout for Bertram. As Prater comes to the plate. Lighthouse Tax Services, Dairy Queen of Seneca, First Community Bank, Cedar Lane Farm and Garden, Northwest Arkansas Naturals, all sponsoring the broadcast as that first pitch is high and outside. Counts 1-0. As here comes the 1-0 to Prater. Swung on and missed, and the count's 1-1. Seneca a couple days off after today's game, as here comes the 1-1. Swung on and missed, and the count 1-2 before they play Purdy and Diamond on Saturday. Probably a couple days off that they desperately are looking for. The 1-2 swung on and missed for strike 3, and Bertram strikes out the side. 5 in the books. Still 1-0 Seneca.
If you're a weekend warrior who likes to go, 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 don't let pain put the brakes on your pace. When you need help with an injury that keeps you from moving, you want an orthopedic team with a proven track record. Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine is nationally recognized and were recently named CareCheck's #1 hospital in the market and top 10% hospital in the state for hip fracture repair. Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, the experience you need to keep pace with life.
Well, what kind of a man or woman should you be if you're going to be used of God?
Billy Graham.
The man God uses will have a love for his brothers and sisters in the ministry. Jesus said, "By this shall all men know that you're my disciples, and that ye have love one to another. This is my commandment, that ye love one another as I have loved you." And then secondly, we're to serve one another. Jesus said, "Whosoever of you will be the chiefest shall be the servant of all." Our Lord washing the disciples' feet. We should be servants of one another. Thirdly, we're to be patient with each other. The servant of the Lord must not strive, but be gentle unto all men. Paul said in 1 Thessalonians 5, be patient with each other.
Patience, service, love. These are the qualities of a true servant of God. Learn more at findpeacewithgod.net. That's findpeacewithgod.net. We're the Billy Graham Evangelistic Association.
9-1-2 due up for Monett here in the 6th. As that one is outside for a ball, and the count's 1-0 here on Sandrowski. Sandrowski, Clapper, and Seitz are the three due up here for Monett. So 1-0 is low, and the count's 2-0. Sandrowski grounded out to shortstop his first time up.
It's almost like which pitcher is going to flinch first, Ben. They've both been throwing good strikes.
So the 2-0 is in there for a strike, and the count is 2-1. Wilson has allowed 2 base runners, a double and a hit by pitch. Bertram has only allowed 1 base runner. As here comes the 2-1. That's back up the middle to Wilson, and there's one down. It's a 1-3 putout.
Not much to do there, Ben. Just take your glove out. Catch it right back to him. Easy play.
One down for Clapper, who's 0 for 2 with 2 ground outs. Ground out to first and a ground out to third.
He's going down the seams anyway.
As the first one is in there for a strike, and the count's 0-1.
At least he's hit the ball.
Both pitchers working on one hitters here, but Seneca's one hit led to a run as that pitch is outside, and the count's 1-1. People's Bank of Seneca, Crider College, Christian Healthcare Ministry, Seneca School District, all sponsoring the broadcast. Here comes the 1-1. That slider is outside, and the count's 2-1. Southwest Missouri Bank, Neosho Daily News, Marine Center Incorporated, and Community Bank and Trust, all sponsoring the broadcast as well. Here comes the 2-1 pitch from Wilson as Clapper calls time. I think Wilson, we talked about he needed to be around the plate more, Darryl. I think he's only had 1 3-ball count all afternoon. Yeah. So that one's fouled out of play, and the count's 2-2.
Well, all this, just one hit, it tells you how important that is from Drew to cut that ball off and keep that guy at second instead of let him go to third.
As here comes the 2-2, and that's swung on and missed. You got to throw down, and able to throw down to complete the strikeout. And there's 2 down for Braden Seitz. Seitz, one of those base runners. He was hit by a pitch and then was thrown out at third by Houchin, and that was in the 4th. And that was a big put out there, Darryl, as he comes to the plate and swings and pops that one out of play. And if you're Jagger here, Darryl, you just go right after him because, this is the top towards middle part of their lineup, and you shouldn't have to see them again. So here comes the 0-1, and that's hit on the knob. Ginger grabs it, gets it to Wilson, who gets over in time. It's a 3-1 put out. Another fast inning for Wilson. 5.5 done. 1-0 Indians here on the KNEO Sports Network.
The Seneca R7 School District is proud to support the student athletes and coaches competing in this game. High school activities help students learn life values such as hard work, dedication, and teamwork. The Seneca R7 School District is honored to serve such a great community and wants to thank all the Indian fans for their great support. The Seneca R7 School District. Tradition, pride, class.
The Roper Kia 4-State Sports Report will provide up-to-the-minute scores and highlights from around the 4 states. with ultimate local coverage from all your favorite teams. The Roper Kia 4-State Sports Report, weeknights at 6 and 10 p.m.
I am a Missouri Farm Bureau insurance agent.
KNEO would like to thank the Big Nickel for sponsoring this portion of broadcasting on 91.7 FM. The Big Nickel is an advertising shopper for thousands of different items, from automobiles and livestock to help wanted and real estate. It covers a 70-mile radius in the 4-state area and is available in area businesses each week. Located at 1931 East 20th Street, Suite 103 in Joplin, Missouri. Their telephone number is 417-624-4100.
8, 9, and 1 due up for Seneca here in the bottom of the 6th as they look for some insurance here. Roark, Heffron, and then Sherwood.
See if they can get some runs in. I mean, it's just like get some base runners, get some runs on, get on base.
Well, that's interesting. Bertram started his motion and stopped, but with nobody on, it really doesn't matter.
Nope, doesn't matter.
Here comes the first pitch, and that's high and outside. So the count's 1-0. Neither pitcher has allowed a walk, and the only hitter that has reached for Seneca was the first of the ball game, as that one is poked out to center. As Clapper will go over and snag it, and there's one down as Roark has flown out to him twice.
Yeah, I think I was going to say, I think that's the second time. He hit it solid. He just underneath. If he hits that on the nose, it's a base hit easy. He's hitting it solid. He's just hitting it underneath.
As Heffron comes to the plate, struck out his first time. That is 16 straight retired by Bertram as Heffron swings through the first pitch. The count's 0-1. So here comes the 0-1 to Heffron. And that hits the inside corner, and the count's 0-2. 4-State Sports Report, Missouri Farm Bureau agent Josh Dotson, the Neosho Area Chamber of Commerce, Mid-America Specialty Markets, all sponsoring the broadcast. So that's high, and the count's 1-2. I think Bertram has only had a 3-ball count maybe once. And that's if that.
Yeah, both the pitchers have been throwing strikes.
That one swung on and missed for strike 3, and there's 2 down. And as far as I can see, Darryl, Bertram does not have a 3-ball count. And I know Jagger only has 1, maybe
I think
2.
1. Yep.
As Sherwood comes to the plate, he's the reason why Seneca has a 1-0 lead. He tripled in the first, came in on a sac fly from Jagger Wilson.
And also cut the ball off to keep it as a double.
Which right now is the difference in the game. As Sherwood takes a ball low, counts 1-0. Everyone at the Neosho Daily News was the Seneca Indians good luck. Let's go get that win. Community Bank and Trust, proudly serving our customers for the past 140 years. You may visit their branch at 1102 South Cherokee for all your banking needs. Member FDIC and equal housing lender, proud sponsor of the Seneca Indians as Sherwood takes a called strike. 1-1 the count. Monett will send 3, 4, and 5 to the plate in their half of the 7th. So that ball's hit to left center field, and that's going to get down, and it's going to roll all the way to the wall. That's at least 2 for Sherwood, and he's going to pump the brakes as he has both base hits for the Indians. That ball was tagged, Darryl.
Yes, it was, both in the corner. He's hit one in right center and one in left center, both alleys. That one didn't quite make it to the wall, or it would have been a triple, but a double here works better if we can get an insurance run. If Jagger can help his own cause right here.
Jagger is the reason why Seneca has a 1-0 lead, both offensively and defensively.
Yeah.
He has the sacrifice fly, and then he's pitched 6 great innings of baseball. As here comes the first pitch from Bertram, and that's high for a ball. Counts 1-0. Thank you to Lighthouse Tax Services in downtown Seneca, offering personal and business tax filings for Missouri and multiple states, a sponsor of KNEO Radio and the Seneca Indians. The 1-0 was swung on and missed. The count's 1-1. Just find a way to get it through the infield, and Sherwood will be pumping towards home.
Oh, yeah. You're not going to stop Drew.
As Sherwood at second, and Bertram stepped off for a moment. Looked like Wilson was going to step out, but never did. 1-1 the count, as here comes the 1-1 from Bertram. The 1-1 delivery. Breaking ball hit in the air a mile high. The right fielder able to snag it out there to end the inning. For Seneca, no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left. We head to the 7th. Seneca up 1-0 here on the KNEO Sports Network.
Happy Egg supports the family farmer because they've seen the difference a choice like this can make. Now you can grow for Happy Egg and choose to raise hens the right way, the happy way. When you grow for Happy Egg, you're growing for a family-owned and operated business. You're raising happy hens on 10+ acres who will lay happy eggs. You're working for yourself. As a Happy Egg grower, you'll receive new flock cost support and yield-based compensation. Visit happyegg.com/grower to apply today.
Prater's Pharmacy in Seneca is a proud supporter of the Seneca Indians. The pharmacy is open from 9 to 5:30 Monday through Friday and from 9 to 1 on Saturday. They offer an automatic refill program and internet refill service online at praterspharmacy.com and through their mobile apps. They also have a drive-through window. Prater's Pharmacy at 1711 Cherokee in Seneca, 417-776-8701. Go Indians!
I am a Missouri Farm Bureau insurance agent, and I'm here to talk about life, your dreams, your work, your family, and how you can protect it all with a company that will talk to you with the honesty of a farmer and take care of you with the integrity of a neighbor. I'll make sure no detail is left uncovered so your family can breathe easy. Because just like you, I chose to build a life in Missouri too. I'm a Missouri Farm Bureau insurance agent, and I'm from Missouri for life.
I am Josh Dotson with Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance Services. If you're in Missouri, I'm for you.
Michael Young leads things off here for Monett as he takes a slider for a strike and then swings through a slider, so the count quickly 0-2. Young has grounded out to second and to the pitcher. Although that second one was kind of a sack bunt, so I think he's technically 0 for 1. So here comes the 0-2, and that hits the outside corner for strike 3, and there is 1 gone here in the 7th inning as Michael Privet comes to the plate, reached on a fielder's choice in the 4th, and he grounded out to the pitcher. Northwest Arkansas Naturals continue their homestand at Arvis Ballpark through April 27th, Sunday, versus the Tulsa Drillers. For more information, nwanaturals.com. A sport of high school baseball here on KNEO as Privet swings through the first pitch, counts 0-1. Fastball outside, the count 1-1. Not very often you see a 1-0 baseball game. 1-1 the count.
Not in high school anyway.
As Privet calls time. Keep up on the latest Seneca broadcast ball game schedule. Be sure to like us on Facebook, facebook.com/KNEO Radio. Follow us on X, KNEO 917 Sports. That one's fouled out of play. The count quickly 1-2. Seneca is on the road on Saturday with a doubleheader. No broadcast. Our next broadcast next Tuesday as Seneca heads to East Newton. Here comes the 1-2. That breaking ball, I think, hit the plate.
Yeah.
Counts 2-2. Only 1 3-ball count so far today between the two pitchers, Darryl.
They've been both efficient, throwing strikes.
Here comes the 2-2. That hits the outside corner for strike 3, and Monett is down to their final out in Landon Brandt, who has that double, their lone hit, and he's also struck out.
Leadoff hitter, right?
No, he's their number 5 hitter.
Oh, number 5? Okay, you're right. I'm sorry, Ben.
Only the 6th strikeout for Jagger today, but he's been efficient as that pitch is a ball, so the count's 1-0.
Yeah, like you said, he's only give up 1 hit. A lot of ground outs, too.
The 1-0 slider can't hit the inside corner, and the count's 2-0. You don't want to allow that tying run on base.
Well, you want to make him earn it. You don't want to give it to him.
The 2-0 fastball hits the outside corner. Counts 2-1, and he's still got plenty of bullets, Darryl, because he had 70 pitches to start the 7th inning.
Oh, yeah.
The 2-1 is on the outside corner, and the count's 2-2. A pitcher's duel here in Seneca. See if Seneca can finish the job. Here comes the 2-2 from Jagger. And it is in there for a called strike 3. And Jagger Wilson is the reason why Seneca wins the ball game here. 1-0 your final score. The Indians improve to 12-5 overall, 3-2 in Big 8 play. Monett falls to 8-7 overall, 3-3 in Big 8 play. And in a game that took an hour and I think 6 minutes.
Something like that.
As Seneca comes away with the 1-0 victory. The postgame show sponsored by Crowder College and the Seneca School District after this break here on the KNEO, Seneca Indian Sports Network.
Seneca Indian Athletics is sponsored by Prairie Top Chiropractic. Located at 4556 Quince Road in Seneca, chiropractic physician Seth Wilson offers chiropractic services to Seneca and the surrounding areas. For appointment information, their phone number is 417-776-4556 or discover more at facebook.com/Prairie Top Chiropractic. Prairie Top Chiropractic, where their slogan is Better Health, Better You.
A proud supporter of local high school athletics is Numac Electric. Serving Newton and McDonald County, they provide power for area homes and businesses and want to wish all the athletes much success throughout the season. For online bill pay and account information, the website is numac.com or 417-451-1515. Numac Electric, proudly serving Newton and McDonald County, where their slogan is Your Touchstone Energy Partner.
People's Bank of Seneca. We care about your journey every step of the way. Since 1996, visit us in Joplin, Neosho, or Seneca. PeoplesBankOfSeneca.com. Member FDIC. Proud sponsor of area athletics. Let's score big together.
A proud backer of the Seneca Indians is Campbell Biddlecombe Funeral Home of Seneca. Located at 1101 Cherokee, they are honored to serve the area with traditional service options including church and graveside services. They also have prearranged funeral plans. For more information, the phone number for Funeral Director Mike Steele at Campbell Biddlecombe Funeral Home of Seneca is 417-776-2251 or online campbell-biddlecomefh.com.
I'm a Missouri Farm Bureau insurance agent. I'm for working hard for what you get and then protecting what you've got. Your home, your vehicles, your life. I'm for making an honest living and taking pride in what you do, and for giving back to the community I call home. I'm for serving my clients with the respect and dignity you would expect from the farmers that started this company. And though I know you probably hope you never need me, I'm here for you when you do. I'm a Missouri Farm Bureau insurance agent, and if you're a Missourian, I'm for you.
I am Josh Dotson with Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance Services. If you're in Missouri, I'm for you.
Dairy Queen Grill and Chill in Seneca is the place to go before or after the game. Check out their amazing menu of fan-favorite blizzards like Oreo or cookie dough. Happy hour is daily from 2 to 5 p.m. That means everything you can drink from a straw is half price, excluding premium shakes. Don't forget to grab one of their $7 meal deals or their signature stack burgers and top it off with a Misty Slush. The Dairy Queen Grill and Chill in Seneca, located at 308 Washington, open daily from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. Proud to support the Seneca Indians.
The staff at Mid-America Specialty Markets, along with Jamie and Terry Langford, are proud to serve our community and support the local high school students in their extracurricular activities this school year. Langford Insurance specializes in life, agribusiness, commercial, and personal insurance needs. Please stop by and see us at our office at 908 Washington Avenue, or call us at 417-776-LIFE, or visit us at midaminsurance.com.
People's Bank of Seneca. We care about your journey every step of the way. Since 1996, visit us in Joplin, Neosho, or Seneca. PeoplesBankOfSeneca.com. Member FDIC. Proud sponsor of area athletics. Let's score big together.
And we welcome you back for the final time. The postgame show sponsored by Crowder College and the Seneca School District. A pitcher's duel in every sense of the word here this afternoon as Seneca comes away with the 1-0 victory. Drew Sherwood tripled to lead off the game. Sacrifice fly brought him in. That's the only run of the game. As Sherwood finished 2 for 3, and Jagger Wilson had the lone RBI on the afternoon. Seneca 1 run, 2 hits, and only stranded 1 base runner. Jagger Wilson even better on the mound, Darryl. No runs, 1 hit. and he stranded 2. The 2 biggest plays of the game for Seneca was Drew Sherwood cutting that runner off, keeping him to a double there in the second, and then a hit by pitch to start the 4th. They sacrificed the kid to second, and then Grant Houchin throws him out at third with 1 out, and that makes a second out. So instead of first and second, 1 out, you have a runner at first with 2 outs, and that's the difference in the game here today.
2 key defensive plays. I mean, Sherwood cutting that ball up in the alley. If it gets by him, he's going to third base, and very likely he's going to score. But he cuts him off, keeps him at second. They keep the ball. They keep him at second. I think they get a couple more outs, maybe a couple strikeouts from Jagger.
Correct.
And then they got him. They kept him at second base. And like you said, Grant made a great play, backhanded the ball deep in the alley. I don't think he's getting the guy at first, but the guy in second took off, and Ian Hefner was waiting on him at third base, and a great play there. Defensive play. Jagger threw strikes, and we made some defensive plays behind him.
And the other thing, Daryl, tonight, no errors. Yesterday you give up 3 unearned runs, and that's the difference in a 4-1 loss, whereas today, no errors by the Indians in a win. And like you said, Jagger threw strikes. Both pitchers threw extremely well. You hate to say that, both pitchers probably deserved to win. Only one was going to win. For Seneca, you're glad it's your guy. But, 3 hits combined between the 2 teams, and there was 1 3-ball count between the 2 pitchers all afternoon long.
What he's saying, like an hour and 6 minutes on the time limit, and what them pitchers do, they just sat there and threw strikes the whole time. Made the batters have to swing the bat, and made them have to hit. And we played defense behind Jagger, and like I said, Drew Sherwood laid off with a triple, and Jagger with a sac fly. That's all we needed, and that happened in the first inning.
Should be good here for Seneca as they have a couple days off, and then they will go to Purdy. It may be here, but to play 2, have a couple days off to try and see if they can find some hitting.
Better have some batting practice or something. We just couldn't hit the ball. And he wasn't throwing that hard. He was putting it in spots that he needed to put it in. I mean, I'm looking at his his speed. They record the speed every pitch, and he's sitting there throwing it around 70 miles an hour. Well, that 70 to 75 miles an hour. Around here, that's not that fast, but we just couldn't get him on the spots. I mean, he threw that lob, curve ball, change up, whatever it was. I mean, it was just throwing our kids off. We just couldn't hit him. He did a good job.
I think the big thing for Seneca, not only a Big 8 win, but it's also a district win. And Monett is hurting now because they've lost to both Aurora and Seneca, both Big 8 losses and both district losses as well.
Yeah, that always hurts if you can get a district win, because when you go to district seeding meeting, that we need one of the top 3, basically top 3, and that way you don't have to take one of the pitchers out trying to get to that 4 and 5 game.
Our next Seneca broadcast will be next Tuesday afternoon as they head to East Newton. 4:30 first pitch, 4:10 airtime here from East Newton. That will do it for us here this evening. The post-game show sponsored by Crowder College and the Seneca School District. For Coach Darryl Harbaugh, I'm Ben Wolcott saying so long here from Seneca. We thank you for watching high school baseball here on the KNEO, Seneca Indian Sports Network.
This has been a live production of KNEO Sports. This broadcast may not be reproduced or retransmitted without the express written consent of KNEO Sports Network. This has been a sporting outreach of KNEO Sports Network, reaching into communities to make a difference for eternity.